Welcome back to the PAC Sports Network at the half, and we're joined now by Sean Hickey, fantastic grad student guard at Franciscan University. Sean, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Randy. I'm glad to be here.
Now, Sean, after a slow start to the season, Franciscan has really picked up the pace as of late in the second half of the season, putting together a pretty good stretch of basketball. Give us your take on the season and how things have really progressed over the second half of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I think in the first half, a lot of our battles early on were kind of going with our style. I think that we were still getting used to it in a sense, and we are a young team, which I think everybody knows. But only playing 11 games last year of that style, and then going into this year and still trying to translate it. I think we were still just getting our feet wet within the transition offense that we were trying to run. And I think as the season went along and then playing teams, in the pack for the second time around, I think it's made a huge difference on us understanding what we're actually capable of.
And entering today's game, you're ranked third of the PAC in scoring, second in three-point percentage, third in steals, et cetera, et cetera. You're obviously among the leaders in a number of categories. How have you been able to maintain an elite level of play, not only this year, but throughout your career?
I think each year it's been different things that I've had to focus on. I would say this year, as opposed to the last few years, number one for me, it's been just taking care of my body since this is my fifth year. And I think, obviously I'm still pretty young, but it takes me a little longer to recover than it did when I was a freshman or a sophomore. So just focusing on eating well and getting enough sleep. And then also just the time that I spent outside of practice working on, shooting and still developing my skills and still expanding my game at this point.
And with over 1,600 career points, ranked in the top 10 as well in a slew of other categories in Franciscan history, you're going to go down as one of the best players in Franciscan history. What does it mean to you to be remembered that way when you look back on your career once it's over?
I would say it means a lot to me. I'm really proud of my personal accomplishments, but I would say more than anything, I'm just happy to be a part of this program, and it's really I've given a lot of myself to this program, and everything I've put in, I've got out and more. So more than anything, I'm just proud to be a part of such a good organization and be able to, use my skills in that way.
Well, it's been another great season for you. You get to share it as well with your brother Aiden, who transferred in from Ave Maria to play not only basketball, but baseball as well at Franciscan. What's it been like to play collegiate basketball with your brother?
Yeah, so it's been really awesome to be able to share these experiences with him. We got to play together a little bit in high school. I was a senior when he was a sophomore at Holy Name, right outside of Cleveland. And he didn't play a whole lot when I was a senior, but there were a few games where we were in at the same time playing together. And I know he's mainly focused on baseball, but when it came to him telling me that he was going to come here to play basketball, it was actually a phone call last year. It was pretty much the deciding factor for me to come back and play a fifth year because I really didn't know. It was kind of late in the spring of last year, which was my senior year, and I was graduating and everything. And I really didn't have to come back because the graduate program I'm doing is online. So, but when he called me and he told me that he was going to transfer and that he was going to play basketball on the spot, I said, well, I'm definitely coming back then because I had that extra year of eligibility. And that's when I got myself kind of refocused on getting ready for another year.
And from talking with you ahead of this interview, you have 5 sisters, 2 brothers. And while many are younger than you, it sounds like it's been a Franciscan family tradition. Speak to that and what Franciscan University means to the Hickey family.
Yeah, the Franciscan University means a lot to my family. I have a lot of ties here. My parents both graduated from here. My dad works here right now. He's worked here before, but then he's back now for the last 5 or 6 months. And my older sister went here. She played volleyball for I think 1 or 2 years here, and then I've been here for the last 5 years. My brother's here now. I have a sister who's a freshman who plays volleyball here as well, and then the rest are younger. But I imagine that they'll all be headed this way. And I have family in Steubenville too, so I really do have a lot of ties here, and this school means a lot to my family, and I think that honestly, everything uh, good in my family and everything, Franciscan has kind of a hand in that. So.
Just last season, Coach Joe Wallace installed a fast-paced style of play, which really seems to suit the personnel that Franciscan has on the team. With a true full season now under your belt at this point late in the year, how has the team bought in and really, become accustomed to this style of play?
I think that last year and even at the beginning of this year, there were times where, not that we doubted it completely, but I think there were times where we were like, is this really going to work? But I think that after enough time and enough effort towards this style, I think we realized what we're actually capable of in terms of playing this fast and putting pressure on teams. And we could see that with some of the results that we've had even recently. And I think that at the beginning we weren't seeing those results, so it was like a little bit disheartening. But at this point, I think it suits us really well. Everybody's in really good shape, and I think everybody on the team's fully bought in.
Now, today is senior day at Franciscan University. You and your fellow seniors were honored before the game today. When you look back, what might be some of your favorite memories during your Franciscan career?
I could think of so many, but I would say the one that I always talk about that stands out to me is it was my sophomore year, um, and we were playing at Pitt Greensburg towards the end of the season, and we were down 2 points with I think it was John Noche on the line, and he was shooting his second free throw, and we're down two with I think 10 seconds left in overtime. Missed the free throw. We got the rebound. He ended up getting me the ball to hit a three at the buzzer, which won the game and basically clinched a spot in the AMCC conference tournament for the first time in our history. And uh, it was just an electrifying moment and my favorite moment from my basketball career for sure. And I don't know. That's one that stands out. I could think of a million, and mainly just the relationships I've built have been everything to me. So
Now, we mentioned earlier how the team has been playing well down the stretch. How important was it to build that kind of momentum heading into the PAC tournament?
I think it's been huge, and it's been definitely, like you said, momentum. But even more so, I think it's been the development of our chemistry, which um, it takes time, and I think that it's finally kind of like clicked for us, and everybody's got on the same page. It's too bad we've been battling a little bit of some injuries with even Justin Mack being out this year, which is too bad because it makes you think of like how you may be even more capable of things. But I think when we're playing, when we're at our best and we're running and we're defending in the half court, even I really do have confidence in our squad that we can beat anybody in this conference.
Well, as we talked about, Sean, you're a grad student at Franciscan. Tell us about your major and plans for the future.
So my bachelor's degree, I graduated last year with undergrad in accounting, and then my master's is in business administration, which I'm working on right now. Franciscan offers a 4+1 program, which uh, gives you the ability to start taking some classes as a senior towards your master's, which I did last year, and then I'm finishing that up. This semester will be my last semester. I'm taking 5 classes, and I'll have my master's in May. And then I'm planning on starting to study for the CPA exam, and I have a job lined up with Ernst and Young, which will be in their transfer pricing group, which falls underneath their international tax practice. Other than that, that's kind of my career plans as of right now. Hopefully, that'll be a good springboard into my career, and we'll see where that takes me. In terms of basketball, I don't know what the future holds. Hopefully, I can work it into my life in one way or another.
That's grad student at Franciscan, Sean Hickey, great player, one of the all-time best here at Franciscan. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck to you the rest of the way, both on the court and off the court as well.
Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it.
We'll have the second half of today's game when we come back in just a moment.